Zest Consult is the best place for your IELTS, SAT, and GRE tuition. The IELTS facilitates study, work, and live abroad. The SAT and GRE facilitate study abroad on scholarships. Zest Consult has an amazing track record of training around 4,000 students, nurses, midwives, and many others who have excelled in these examinations and realized their study and work abroad dreams. Contact us if you really want to study on scholarship. Zest Consult also provides real estate, automobile, and IT solution services. We can help you buy or sell lands and buildings and rent office spaces or accommodation. We can also help you obtain a car loan or buy or sell a car. If your institution needs a stunning website and amazing software, then contact us. You can call or WhatsApp us on 0355 631 633 or 050 909 2330. You can locate us at Kumasi Cultural Center and the Chamsume 5 inside Willas Towers. Zest Consult, excellence is our hallmark.
So when you hand over, and the conversation is going to be in English and Twi, because I have a Nigerian man and his Ghanaian wife, or a Ghanaian woman and her Nigerian husband here in Hanover. Yebedi in Komo an experience that both have had, and I decided it's okay, let me come and talk to them for us to also learn one or two from it. From Nigeria, Ghana to Asia to chew snakes and then come to Hanover, Germany. Let's start with the conversation from Hong Kong before we come here. My name is Zionfelix. Thank you very much for opening your doors for me. Chris and Yola.
Yeah.
We have Yola in Ghana. Yola, I what day Charterhouse. He organizes Ghana Music Awards. Yeah, he's the owner of Charterhouse. Oh. He's a big man.
Oh, interesting.
Yola, yeah. Thank you very much once again. He doesn't have money. But he's your husband?
Yes.
But he didn't marry because of money?
No.
Why?
No, I married him because he's a good person. No, I'm serious. He's a good man.
If you say a good man, like, how do you define a good man?
Well, he fits the quality of a good man.
I mean, so your explanation of good man?
A man who respects a woman, takes care of a woman, and supports you both financially, physically, spiritually. Okay.
Yes. So take care of a woman. One, it is financial, and with the support you mentioned, finance, so meaning money. So it's still money.
So the money is very important. If, small money, small love, mix everything together, put it together, and then it makes the family very.
Yola!
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's great. But you are the first person in a long time that has called me Yola. People call me Emmanuel, but
okay. So many women in Nigeria, Hong Kong, so many Asians, so many blacks over there. Why Crystal?
Well, I was raped by her. Jokes apart, but actually we met in church, so it was a beautiful love story, which is a different story on its own. But nonetheless, she's a person in which I kind of got along with, and it's never even started as a love story. We never even thought we were going to get married, but I think things just happened, and we got married. But nonetheless, like you said, there are so many people, but I found her.
Okay, and what took you guys to Hong Kong? Did you meet in Hong Kong, or you guys met before you went to Hong Kong?
Yeah, we met in Hong Kong. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I went for my studies, and I worked for some time as well. Then she came with the mom, and
you met him. I was there before you came.
You spent time.
I think we came at the same time. We didn't know each other. We didn't know each other existed in Hong Kong. Coming. But my second coming, we came at the same time.
Okay, so you went for a first coming, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
First coming of Christ.
Yes.
He wasn't there.
Yes. And then I went back.
Second coming of Christ.
And then second coming, we came at the same year, I think 1 month apart from each other.
Okay.
Yeah. When we got to know each other, we were like, oh, you also came here. Oh, I came here. I came this time, and we were like, oh, we came just few months, or 1 month, or I think 2-3 weeks apart from each other.
Okay, so what did you go there to do?
My mom lived there, so all my family is in Hong Kong, except my older brother. But all my families are
How many
in Hong
siblings?
Kong. We are 4. I'm the second oldest.
Okay.
I have a big brother, me, and 2 younger sisters.
Okay. How's life in Hong Kong? Chewing frogs and snakes. But have you guys ever chewed a frog or snake?
No, I didn't go to that extent. But I only ate snake, but not frogs.
I didn't.
I didn't go to,
Why?
Maybe I have, but I didn't know it was. But I will not like intentionally go and sit down and say, give me snake soup, give me snake.
No, but snake tastes good. Yeah, the viewers, you should try snake.
So, what happened? I mean...
No, yeah, actually it was with friends. At least the first one was with friends. The first one was unconscious, because I've always been saying I don't want to eat all of these birds and whatnot. And so they never said anything, so we all just went out and we're just having fun. And after the food, that was when they told me, hey, you just ate snake.
Yeah.
But the second time was consciously, because it was a snake soup. So we all went there and just we had.
I'll come to the snake soup, but I mean, when you ate the first one, I mean, did anything happen to you?
No, I mean, snake actually just tastes like normal meat or fish, or I mean, because it's well seasoned, so you don't know any difference. You just feel like it's good meat, but you don't know exactly what it is. Yeah.
Okay, so the second one was a snake soup.
Exactly.
So they have a soup purposely for snake.
Yeah. It's made by, and also the beautiful thing is you can see how they kill the snake. They'll peel the skin and all of this, so you can be like in.
It's like Ghana, point and
kill.
Exactly.
So go and point to a snake, then they kill a snake for you.
So it's more of an experience and also a good soup actually. I'm not a fan of soup, but.
Will you go and do point and kill for snake? I know that we do point and kill for catfish and all that, but point and kill for snake only happens in Hong Kong and those Asian countries. Will you choose snake when you go to Hong Kong or Beijing, Tokyo? I'm not sure they sell some in Singapore because I didn't.
I think it's in China and Hong Kong. Mainly because Chinese, they are the one that do.
So I mean, what brought you guys to Germany?
Well, I came for my PhD and also for my work as well, because the PhD and the work, they're actually the same. So in Hong Kong, I had like 2 masters. Then here is mainly for the PhD itself, and also for the work. So I think she came. I came here like 2 years. I lived here. Oh, was it? Yeah, 2 years. Then afterwards she came.
And then I joined him.
No, it was 1 year actually.
1 year.
2021.
Were you married?
Yeah.
Yes.
For how long have you been married?
Don't say half a decade. Because I always remind him, we've been married for half a decade and you have to take me to somewhere. Like I always make fun of him. 5 years.
5 years.
May, coming May, we have 5 years.
Okay, so where do you want to go?
The place that you are saying is not good. Dubai. I told him I want to just go to Dubai. Yeah, so.
Why Dubai?
Well, there is a place I want to go and see, the Burj Khalifa, and then sit on the, the skyscrapers, is that how they call it, and eat, the restaurant that you, yes, that's what I want to experience.
So you don't want to go to Saudi Arabia? Why are you laughing? I mean, Saudi is a very beautiful country.
Well, who knows?
It's the same area. I mean, Saudi, Qatar, the same area.
Who knows? Maybe something.
But America too is there.
I want to visit America, but not live in America.
The interesting thing is she has a visa.
I have a 5-year visa to America.
So, yeah, I also had a visa, but it expired.
They gave me
why?
only 2 years.
Yeah, they gave me 2 years, and they gave her 5 years because I'm Nigerian.
The Nigerian
because
passport.
I'm Nigerian.
And you've not been to America?
Yeah.
We were planning to go, but because of the corona, we cancelled it. So we were planning a trip from, I think, Ghana, then US, and then back, but because of the corona.
Oh, so it wasn't Ghana, Nigeria?
Nigeria also, I forgot.
Easy life.
Because we didn't apply for, I don't need visa to.
No, we don't need visa. You have a Ghanaian passport.
Okay, then Nigeria also.
Charlie, nobody's taking your country off.
Because if you go and apply visa with him anywhere, because of Nigerian passport, we most likely don't get it.
It is painful though.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it looks like, being a Ghanaian is a little bit advantageous than.
No, the problem is because we have so much of money. So the people don't want us to come spend, we terrorize the place.
Go on. Deceive yourself. Deceive yourself more. Deceive yourself.
Thank you.
Oh, keep deceiving yourself.
Keep lying.
We are too good. And when we go to a place, we bring our goodness, our culture, and it's so good there. Like
Buhari will be proud of you.
No, we have a new president now. Tinubu.
Oh yeah,
Are you happy?
About the guy?
Yeah. Not the guy.
Truth is, well, I don't know. I am not happy about it. Well, but it's the people's choice, according to what they said. But there's so much of circumstance around the election. And
So that when you get there,
no,
they
of
vote
course.
for you. Because they won't vote for you.
No, but the truth is, I believe the young people really wanted this guy called Obi, and the older generation wanted Tinubu. And of course, the older people have more money, so they were able to wiggle their way through.
Say that to buy their way to.
Yeah, that's what I just.
So, like, I mean, it wasn't free and fair.
To be honest, according to what is on the streets, it wasn't fair. But of course, the politician will always say it's fair. But there are so many court cases as far as all this.
Okay. I will be back after the break. When I come, we go into the reason why I came all the way from wherever I was to Hanover for us to have this conversation. My name is Zionfelix. Subscribe to the channel.
Play now Landio, Ghana's #1 casino game. Aviator Al Landio Betway Airport. Betway, for the love of the game. Bet the responsible way. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply.
I am back. Still here with Christabel and Yola, or Ima, right?
Emmanuel.
Ima. My name is Felix. So, 5 years of marriage, half a decade of marriage. I mean, that's how she mostly says. It's not easy, half a decade. Yeah, but you make it look like too much. I mean, half a decade, like 5 years.
I have to threaten him with the half a decade because people go and 1 week they go back home.
Yeah.
And to be able to stay half a decade, we have done with
How has
that.
it been?
With the Ghanaian, it's a lot of stress,
Okay, with the Nigerian, how has it been?
It's very.
I'm the one doing the interview. Let's talk.
I'm talking to you.
With the Nigerian, how has it been?
It has not been easy, especially with the Nigerian.
So.
It has not. I mean, every marriage has its own up and down.
But with the Nigerian.
With the Nigerian, it's only up. There's no down.
Yeah.
It's only up. But it's been good.
Okay.
I feel like we are still young and we are really enjoying the time and the marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ima, how has it been? Not with the Ghanaian, but marriage in general.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been very beautiful, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, she threatens me a lot, but generally it's been a fun fair. But of course, there are roller coasters, to be honest. At least I feel like the first years of our marriage, maybe 2, was quite difficult. Yeah, it was really difficult. But now, because we've gotten to know each other better, and yeah, so because initially you just go into marriage as much as you were open during the old courtship phase. There's so many things that kind of pops out in the marriage and knowing how to handle it. But it was really difficult. But now we're here.
How difficult was it for the first 2 years?
Well, I would say, in fact, I think at some point I wanted to actually divorce. Yeah, it was that difficult. It was really difficult.
Mom, when you watch
Yeah,
it,
but
don't say
yeah,
it.
no.
My mom will say
yeah,
this.
but really,
She doesn't know?
yeah. I
We
mean,
usually don't share our marital status with anybody, so nobody knows what happens in and out. Nobody.
What happened?
yeah. Well, actually, it's actually all about me because for me, I think I don't have too much patience, right? So I needed to learn that part because I was the one, always. Pushing for it, and because I signed all the documents, and it was so interesting that I was in Germany and she was still in Hong Kong, so I mailed it to her that hey, I'm done, so just sign the documents and just return it, and it was that that serious, but I think it was mainly because for me I still needed the patience and everything, and it was
Patience
quite
to
a
do what? I
process.
mean, to buy this or like her attitude or what?
No, actually, it was, there are some.
I think he can handle too much.
Pressure.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even
He
call
don't
it
know
pressure,
how
though.
to. Let's say, for example, there is an issue. It might take time to resolve, so let's take the time. For him, it's either he is gone, the issue is not there. When he's gone, the issue is not there. That's I think that is, and sometimes I don't blame him. I feel like it's the career path he has chosen. My mom says that PhD is called permanent head damage because they use their head for everything in their books. So aside the books, there's nothing else that they really focus on, so it makes life difficult for them. But thank God he married a Ghanaian. I saved him. Now he's enjoying life. Now he's enjoying life.
So, I mean, 5 years. I mean, this might be private, but I mean, 5 years. No kid. I mean, how? Let me say why before I go on to my other questions.
Well, Casey, you want to?
I disturbed. I mean,
No. I mean, it's important.
It's important.
no, I mean like I disturbed that. I mean, 5 years of marriage.
No, as a woman, before I say this, I want to thank him because, you know, there are some men that kids are very important. Yes, kids are important to him, but he's patient that before the kids, I was there. So the kids cannot take my place. So if there are no kids, he still doesn't force it. But you know, as a woman, you know, women, you really want it to happen, even though the man is not pushing, but you want it to happen. So for me, sometimes I'm a little disturbed, but you know, when God's plan is the best, so you can't really force it. You understand? But I also think about it sometimes, like.
Well, do you get worried at times?
Well, actually, for me, I believe. First, I don't know, for whatever reason, it has never crossed my mind to kind of think about children being, because it is as a result. In fact, my belief is this: if the marriage is good, because children comes from God, so if the marriage is good, God knows how to bless you with what you think you need at that time. And like I was saying, in fact, I believe maybe the time in which we didn't have children, it was a good time for us to grow, because if we had had children, I told you about all this divorce and all of this, right? If we had had children, maybe I would want to stay because of the child. And that leads to a toxic marriage, right? And it looks like, maybe, like you said, it's quite disturbing, but personally, I don't find it disturbing at all, because I believe when the time is right, we will have children. And of course, there are so many ways in which God can, you know, bless you with children. It could even not be your biological children. Of course, we will have biological children, but it could, I mean, there are so many ways in which God can bless.
Is it that you guys are young, so you want to have time to enjoy life, marriage before you have kids, or there is a problem?
Well, I think there was a problem at some point. So it is not, when we got married, we never said, oh, let us chill for 5 years before having children. I mean, that never crossed our mind. The funny thing is, neither did we even have a conversation around children. Yeah,
we never really sat down to say, okay, we are married, we get married, we enjoy life for 2 years. After 2 years, we have children. It was never a conversation in our marriage. Kids, I love kids. Oh my God, he loves kids. And sometimes I even get scared, like, if we have children, my children might not even recognize me.
Because you're from Ghana.
They would just focus on him. But the thing is, you know, as I said, as a woman, you want it to happen. And women, we grow, our body changes. So as a woman, you want it, but it's just that when it's not coming, you don't force it. You understand? And he, as he said, he don't push it, and he's good, you know.
The reason why I'm asking all these questions is because, I mean, I've heard a lot. I mean, and I'm happy when I contacted them, they've opened their doors for us to have a conversation about it. I mean, this is an issue that most people would want to touch on it or share. I mean, you guys had triplets.
Yes.
Triplets.
Yes.
It rarely happens.
Yeah.
How did you do it?
Well, actually, and
is there a special style so that we can?
I think that's the Nigerian style.
Yeah, we need to use the Nigerian style. Yeah, but actually, the triplet, and for me, I think this kind of goes back to my previous statement of God knows when it is time to actually just bless you. And in fact, the triplets, first of all, it was a miracle, unbelievable. And there's even something very special about these three children. And by the way, they had their profiles even before they were born, which is quite interesting, no jokes, because based on their behavior while they were in the womb and all of this. But one thing about these triplets is, I remember it was mainly the fact that they were even in 3 different sacks, which is the fact that triplets, but also once you have them, normally at least 2 of them will probably share the same sack. But this is quite unique in the fact that 3 of them were in 3 different sacks, which makes it a different, we were so happy. We were just over the moon because, like you said, 4, that time it was like 4 years. No, actually, it just happened.
It just happened 4 months ago.
4 months ago.
I think everything is.
So let's say
September.
after 4 years of marriage.
Exactly,
Yes,
after 4
exactly,
years.
after
4 years, we had 3, so we're like, okay,
We are done. We've always wanted only 2,
Yeah.
but when God gave us 3, we were like, it's over.
How was it carrying three kids at a time?
Well, my first 1 month was amazing because I was not feeling anything. I was just happy after a couple of years, and as I said, women wanting, and I was super excited. I was enjoying, and I was glowing. Like my pregnancy, I was looking like I was looking my skin. I didn't cream my body throughout the pregnancy, but I looked like maybe I've been in the fridge for so long. So I was excited for the pregnancy. I mean, even at 1 month, I would stand in the mirror, and then but after that 1 month, I feel like at a point he wanted everything to end.
Yeah, you see, the same problem with the divorce.
But to me, I was like, no, I want to keep
end
going.
like how?
Like everything washed away and have his wife back. But for me, I was like, this must go on.
Yeah,
so
but that was actually after a couple of months.
Though, yeah. But the first month was beautiful.
What were your experience? What were you facing for him to wish that? Because I'm not sure men would easily wish that they lose their kids like that.
Well,
yeah, you're already fast forwarding like 10 steps though.
I think,
with that story.
Let him.
No,
sometimes,
no,
it's
fine.
just.
Yeah, but we need to answer,
his question.
The best blogger in
Ghana.
In Ghana. We need to, yeah.
But you have to be, I've told you, please, when I have a big engagement in Ghana, if you are not there, I won't marry him. So if you want me to marry him, you have to come.
Come.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. So the reason why I was at that point was there was so much of, you could feel the pain.
In Germany here?
Yeah, you could feel the pain. You could feel the agony she was really going through at that point. It was, as much as it was a blessing, you could see the different side of, it's like you go from, this level of, happiness, and now you are on this level. And I think for me then it was, and that in fact made me know the difference between joy and happiness, because even when we lost all the baby, we were still happy. We were still joyful. Yes, it was a sad event, but going back to your question, the main reason why I got to the point of, I think we just have to let go of all the children, because they were coming out one after the other. Like I told you, they were on different sacks, right? So they were coming one after the other.
So it's just like, normally you have, let's say miscarriage, you give birth or the baby flash out, but this one is like we are giving birth one by one.
Yeah,
in different
it was
times.
and when you see a woman that gave birth 3 times, I mean, come on, in months actually. I think it was 2 months 2 months apart. So it's like the first one came out beautiful. Then they were like, okay, just stay in the hospital. They passed all the drugs and whatnot. They said you're fine. They said the other 2 are perfect. I think maybe 3 weeks after that or 2 weeks.
So when the first one came, was they alive? Oh.
Yeah, actually, the thing is, all of them were alive when they were born.
Yeah.
That made it even, actually, they were buried, actually. Because according to German law, if a baby is alive when they were born, they must be buried. Yeah.
It's just, it's just sad that this has to happen to us, because at a young age you are now starting life, and your first bundle of joy is children, and this has to happen. It was painful. It was really, really, really.
So
painful.
let's go back to the story. I mean, so after the first one came, the second one came 3 weeks after.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So when the second, like the first one was a boy or girl?
Yeah,
The boy.
was a boy.
Second one was.
A boy.
Yeah, the second one was
Also
also
a
a boy.
boy.
Okay, so the third one came how many weeks after?
The third one was, I think it was like maybe under 3 weeks or 2 weeks after the second one
One
came.
came.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Now-
like 2 or 3 weeks after the second one.
And that was what? So a boy?
A girl.
No, a girl.
So 2 boys, 1
Yeah,
girl.
exactly.
Yes.
So during the 9 months period,
No.
you didn't go 9 months.
I didn't go up to.
I think it was 5 months.
5
yeah.
months.
It was 5 months that they started.
Everything has started happening.
Yeah, everything just was cut.
Were they coming naturally or because you were feeling the pain, so you had to go and rush?
No. That's the
They
scariest
were all
part.
coming naturally.
Yeah.
The water broke. I don't know whether we are allowed to say this. Oyiripa is the one that killed our baby. Yeah, we actually make.
I
that
watch
joke.
Oyiripa every day, so that was what
the day the first baby came out. I think she was watching. I think I was in school then, right?
Yeah.
So the water broke. She was watching Oyiripa FM, and she called me. She was like, "I think something is wrong." I was like, "Hey, what exactly is the problem?"
I said, my
And she
water.
was like, "I think I see so much of water." I was like, "Oh, not a good sign." So I came all the way from the office. I called the ambulance already, and all the way to the hospital, and that was how we saw the first baby.
The first baby. So I had to push, and the thing is, when you give birth, the
Umbilical cord.
no the
sac.
placenta,
Uh-huh.
the placenta, they take it. It comes with the baby, but our case was different, whereby when the baby comes out, they leave the placenta there
Yeah.
to hold the rest of the baby. So imagine walking around with 2 babies with a placenta inside the womb. Is it in the womb? Yeah.
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 Because the last one wasn't out yet.
Because
because the last two.
2 was not
Yeah.
out yet.
Just one.
Then after the second one came, they left the second placenta also there. So there were 2 placenta from 2
Two
dead
babies.
babies to hold the third one.
No, wait. Okay, so how long did they live before they died?
The first 2 they didn't live for too long. According to what we heard, I think the first one lived for maybe 30 or 1 hour. But
When the second one came, the first one had died.
Okay, no. I think we messed up the story. The first one.
The first one came and
Yeah.
died.
I mean, as soon as he came.
And he stayed for
Yeah.
maybe
I think-
30
yeah, I
minutes.
think it was
30
30
minutes.
minutes, yeah.
In
'Cause they were observing him.
Observing him. Though they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But Germans, they want you to enjoy your baby, even if the baby is just like that.
So they knew he would die.
yes.
They knew we couldn't
Why?
save him. Because it was still too young.
Too young
Okay, the
to
5
be
months.
preserved.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So they couldn't do anything.
About it. Yeah.
So that was the reason why we lost the first one.
The first
Yeah, but the second one was not alive.
Was not.
Yeah.
When he came.
When it was born. Yeah, because what happened in the second one was talk. So I think it was about coming out as well, but it got stuck.
Talk. So normally when the baby is about to be born, they turn around
Exactly.
and bring the head.
Head, yeah.
So when he was turning around, he got stuck and died there.
Yeah.
So he couldn't turn around to bring his head by himself. So he died there. Then there was a baby there.
Yeah,
there was a
still a baby.
placenta there, and the baby has died there.
So they had to do an operation to take
in emergency to take
the
out
second baby
the second baby,
which was a boy as
a
well.
boy, and left the second placenta there also. So
And they left the placenta, and there's still a third
Baby
still in
inside.
there. Yeah.
And Aubrey.
pa.
I mean, I was saying that she suffered. I mean,
Yeah, that was why I told you. I mean, the last one I was like, can we just let go?
Yeah.
It was a lot of pain. It was so much pain. I mean, when you see a person really in pain, the truth is for us, she still wanted to keep it, but I was like, I cannot, because the stress alone of going to the hospital frequently, it's crazy. There was a time they gave me a special bed in the hospital.
to stay there.
Yeah, just to stay there. I was like,
so the story about the third one. He also came. How many?
She, yeah.
She
She
came.
came.
How many weeks?
yeah, so it was like I think 2 weeks after we lost the second
The
one,
second
the one that
one.
they had to do operation. By the way, the interesting thing about the operation was one of the things the doctor told us was this operation we're about to do, there's a higher chance you're going to lose the baby. Right?
As in the second baby.
Exactly. Yeah,
third
the
baby.
third
baby.
one.
Yes.
Yeah, like you lose because the second one was already dead. So in there, so they told us we want to try and see if we can still preserve the last one. But I told them, can you just flush everything out? Because I don't know how you can say you want to go through that procedure, because that required them to, it's a lot of, I don't know, whatever they said they did, I forgot all the details, but the truth is, there's a high chance of having infection, because once you open a person up or you do all this operation, then there's higher chance of having, but they said, we'll try to curtail it. Then they brought out the second one, and of course I was in the other room, I was still waiting. They brought the baby to me, and they were like, your wife is still under anesthesia, and we're trying to see whether we can save the third one. And the mystery about the third one was she even stayed longer than 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
Yes, she stayed longer because everything had already grown, but she was not up to. We were waiting for,
I think it was
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So they told us that there is a certain week. I think he was under too much pressure. He didn't listen to anything because he was the one screaming for the flush. Flush the baby. Let me take my wife home. I was like, I can wait. He said, no, the pain. So they told us that it is up to, let's say, 21 week or something, or I think 24 something. There is a certain amount of weeks that you can keep the baby in an incubator for them to be preserved and you can take them home. So we were hoping, so we decided to stay in the hospital for all we needed. Sometimes in life, time is very, very. Remember when the Ghana World Cup, we say 1 minute is 10 minutes or something is very long for women.
1 minute is very long. That last 1 minute.
We needed only 2 weeks to bring the baby home. Only 2 weeks. So I was like, these 2 weeks, I'm sorry to use this. I didn't want to use the toilet because I felt like if I want to use the toilet and I force it, the baby will come. So I don't want to use the toilet. I don't want to do anything that will make me force even to cough or sneeze. I don't want to do anything. I just want to stay there, don't move, don't talk, don't do anything, to just get extra 2 weeks to preserve the baby.
It was that level of desperation.
I was that desperate. But the baby decided that your plan is my plan and your plan is I say I will come early. That 2 weeks you won't get. So before the 2 weeks, pain, blood, that was when even me myself, I was scared that okay, maybe this is the end. Because I was scared that maybe at this moment he comes home alone. At that moment I felt like he would come home alone. Because I myself, I felt like I was gone already. But here we are.
So, was she there before she came, or she came to die on this?
No, she was alive.
Alive. She was almost crying.
So when she came out, she was about crying, but she didn't have enough,
Energy.
Yeah, exactly. So it was, you could see the struggle. And actually, when Christabel was holding her, she never made any reaction. But the funny thing is, when I held her, she started like struggling. I mean, and that was heartbreaking for me. I was like, no. I mean, it was a different level of excitement, meaning that I wish you could just stay extra 2 weeks. All we needed was extra 2 weeks.
All we needed was 2 weeks.
But she was the only one that really struggled. The other ones, for example, the first one, yes, he was alive, but he was still quite young. He didn't, no stress, but they could still know that he had life. The other one was already dead, so we don't know how. And this last one was struggling. You could see like pushing and wanting to,
cry,
leave. She truly wanted to fight for herself, but
that's why women are very strong.
It's still the problem.
And everything, funny enough, these lines in our palm, baby's own was and it's exactly like his
mine.
Father's.
Exactly.
So it was.
What are three?
The last one.
Baby.
Exactly
the girl. Like, I was like, what?
So he was coming to be like his father's photocopy.
Yeah, it was.
So it was in.
I mean, when you're going to maternal checkouts, I mean, prior to the delivery, I mean, didn't they see anything? Didn't they tell you anything? I mean, any problem with the case or any problem with you?
Nothing. Any appointment we go. And the funny thing is, if we go to the gynecology today, the next day, one baby comes.
Yeah.
We go heartbeat, scan. Even the doctor told me that normally triplets don't grow as big. My babies, they were growing like normal when you are pregnant with a normal single baby, the way they grow, that was how those babies were growing. So there was nothing wrong. We have to they told us that, triplets, spend money and check if they will have disabilities with the neck, with this. We did all this and everything was perfect. So there was no sign of the babies. They were like, you are so lucky because they are in different sacks. So each of them is in their own place. So even if, let's say, for example, anything happens to one, it won't affect the other one because they are all separate. But it seems they wanted to come together. So if one is not staying, all of us won't stay. And, the saddest part is not after this whole tragic losing babies. The saddest part is the after, But it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I still kind of have this picture of while she was laying in bed. The blood she lost was too much. It was too much that after the last baby, Kathy, they had to tell us that we need another operation. Because
the placentas were stuck. It couldn't come.
She was losing too much blood. I was like, what is this? I told you guys to flush from the beginning. We shouldn't even get to this point, right? Because if you had flushed it, we wouldn't get this problem. She lost tons of blood. I was like, no, I cannot. I mean, it's still something that, I'm not haunted by it, but I was like, no, I don't want to go through this old thing anymore because it was so much pain. Yes, for her, she was, because she was giving birth, she didn't feel it, but you as a third party seeing everything, I was like, no, this shouldn't happen. The blood was covered, and one thing the doctor said is, he said, this blood is not normal. So I told him, you should have done something long time. Why do you want us to see numerous bloods before you tell us? Yeah, then afterwards they wheeled did the emergency operation and took up every other thing.
I mean, did they tell you, after everything happened, did they tell you the cause or what went wrong?
I wish I knew.
They still don't understand.
I wish I knew. I mean, it's one thing in which we are actually, I don't want to use the word sue, but we are really looking forward to
pursue.
Yeah, because we plan on at least sending them a letter first. Because first of all, you don't do something like that. You just left us in the blank. And I think the most painful part of this whole experience is after we lost the 3 babies, she came back to the room and all of this. They were giving us the discharge letter. Actually, they didn't even give us discharge. That's a different story. But so after this whole thing, one thing the doctor came to us was, go and bury your children. We were like, I don't understand.
And we don't speak German, so it's a little bit difficult to communicate with them. Whoever you ask, can you call the big doctor or can you call somebody? Can we ask somebody? Nobody speaks English properly. So when it was a lady, when she told us to go and bury the baby, we were like, how? I don't even know what it means. They are too young to bury. Just do whatever you want to do. They said no, because they were born alive. So you have to bury them. So we're like, how? I mean, and it's not like you this is your hometown. Your family has a land. You just walk to the land, dig the hole and bury. No.
And by the way, they are not going to give you the babies to bury. Of course, they gave us the baby to be around until we say we are done.
But they keep them in their fridge. When you are ready with the funeral arrangement to bring the babies, then you go to them and collect
the funeral power will be the one to
go and collect the baby.
So they said, just go bury your babies. We were like, we have no... Can you at least give us any information as to...
Even just a space to breathe. You understand? Like, give us... Like, we just lost all 3 children, and within the next like 1 hour, 2 hour that I was out of the anesthesia, that I came back from the theater room, the late they came is, you have to bury the baby. And I was shocked. I was so angry that I told them that I want to go home. I just want to go home.
Like, so what?
I was so that angry. I was like, I just want to go home. Allow me to grieve a little bit. Or they just say, go and bury your babies. Because we were like, can't you guys do? He said, no, they were born alive. You have to take care of it. And so to find a funeral home in Germany without speaking German and without knowing anybody that can help you in Germany, Zion, if, God forbid, no one's child is dying, but if you go to a scan and you are not from here and they say your baby has died is about to die, go back to Africa and let the baby die there. Because the struggles, the pressure, the trauma you will go through in Germany. Yeah. And even after the burial, they will call you that
we still got a
letter to go and pay for cleaning of the tombs.
Like recently. I mean, I'm saying you are never forgetting the experience. That's the point.
They will send you letters.
You can never forget.
You cannot forget it. So I sent the funeral home an email that, you know what, if they had to give us birth certificate and death certificate. We were like, the children that didn't live, why do we need a death certificate? We don't want to have anything to do with the situation anymore. They send us death certificate. Yeah. They send out birth certificate. Zion,
it's very interesting. I never knew that.
I don't wish this on my worst enemy, like to experience this in Europe.
So I mean, all this, I mean, you were the only two people facing it. I mean, no family member, no friend, nobody.
No, just the two of us.
I mean, of course, we had a couple of people, but
from church, and
we had the main character in the movie.
Because once you come home, we also tried as much as possible to stay away from too many crowd. Because, you know, people will sympathize with you, and the more I feel like the more people are saying sorry, it makes me more sad.
Yeah.
So I rather, you know, and so that I feel like I could grieve better. Mm-hmm. You understand? So it was that bad, Zion. And I will say it again, Germany, it is very, very difficult. And the government will not give you one cent.
Yeah, but the government is the one that issued the death and birth certificate.
But they will not give you 1 cent. You pay for the land, pay for the tomb, pay for everything by yourself. So the land
is for 20 years?
The land is for...
Because you're actually renting the land. So after 20 years, they will dig out the remaining.
How much is that for?
You mean the amount?
Yeah.
Well, it was quite a lot of money, actually. Yeah, it was quite a lot of money. Yeah. Let's not talk about the money on life. Yeah, but it was quite a lot of money because it was because they had we had a funeral thing for them, like a service. It wasn't a service per se because we told them we don't want too many people, but we had, because they had their own coffins. They had everything.
Separately for each of them.
Exactly. Yes. So it was more like you're doing it for an adult.
And it's not like they bring you the coffins. No. They bring the car that carry dead body. I mean, and then they have people walking.
Oh yeah.
And they have people carrying the coffin. So literally they want you to pay.
Yeah, so you're paying for the service. Because I think it's a German culture. They respect dead even more than the living. So it was not just the way. Of course, first of all, it's a funeral home, so it's a business. But secondly, they actually, I must say, jokes apart, that regardless of the amount we paid, quite a lot of money, but they did justice as far as burying the children. They gave them the respect.
Yes.
It was glamorous. I'm sorry to use
I was like,
yeah.
How old is these children?
Yeah. I was like, what is this?
They put the babies in the coffin, put it in the car, open the car, and then drive the car slowly from they have a church place.
Exactly, yeah.
But we told them we don't want to see open caskets. We don't want to see. They will ask you.
They wanted open caskets.
Everything. We said we don't need open. We have a book that if anybody comes on your behalf, they will sign. So it's like doing an adult, exactly, doing a funeral for an adult, and they drive the car slowly with parents behind or the family behind the car. They take you to the ground. There will be somebody that will do a burial ceremony before they put the coffin in the grave and everything.
Yeah, so we used our pastor for that. So our pastor
So
was the one that,
we went with our pastor, and I was like, why? Like, why?
We shall be back near her life after their agony here in Germany. My name is Zionfelix. Chris and Ima are with me here in Hanover.
Dynany na masansa back with digital marketing business. Yes, the story hasn't changed. I keep coming here announcing this business to my community because of the massive results I have experienced in the business. It's been 2 years, and you see what is going on, the pictures that are going on. Yes, recently I was invited to one of our branches in New York for recognition, and I keep telling you, say, Ebusha Free, anything you need to be successful in this business is already in place for you. So check it out, because if you don't check it out, be some man checking out and come on home, me will be ad like this, and I'm saying checking out. I'm sure any payka, and it's a mama back be my name so me spine for to do the same. I am a coach, and as a registered nurse today, this is all that I do. I am willing to help my community see the other side of the world. We are not here to pay bills, work and pay bills. Reach out and I'll give you the rest of the details. Bye bye.
You just heard their agony. I mean, losing triplets, same time in few hours intervals, carrying them for 5 months, premature kids, losing them, and everything that came with it. Christabel, a Ghanaian, and Emmanuel, a Nigerian, just shared that story. I mean, live after losing your kids some months on February, September,
Yeah, September.
October, November, December, January, February, so March, 6 months. Wow, that's 6 months.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
half a year, like you say, half a decade.
You will pay for it, Zan. You will pay for this term.
Half a year and you're laughing. I mean, like nothing has happened 6 months back.
So we were released from the hospital on Thursday. I went to church on Sunday. And everybody was just asking us questions. How were you able to leave your house to come to church?
Yes, Thursday, Sunday, like 3-4 days.
That I will say it again. When you are in a relationship, try as much as possible to really be there for each other. I feel like that was what kept us. So we had a schedule for crying. Yes,
It was an agreement.
we agreed.
Yeah, it was an agreement.
He will cry in the morning.
I cry in the morning.
I cry in the evening.
Yeah.
Because when he cries, he go to work. No, he never went to work.
I
He didn't go to work for throughout
I think
from after 1 month of the
2 or 3
pregnancy.
months, I was in at work.
All the way to he didn't go to work. So he cries in the morning, I cry in the evening. And when he's crying, I don't go closer to
She
him.
cannot cry.
I don't have to cry when he's
That's my
crying.
style of crying.
I should be the one to say it's okay, everything will be fine. In the evening, this was my space.
Yeah.
Your basement.
If you see me sitting here,
I come to cry.
I'm coming to cry.
Wow.
And funny enough, the day after the operation and everything in the hospital on that day, when I was out of the anesthesia and everything, I was dancing.
Buga is the one that caused problem.
I was dancing with Buga, and he was like, what is wrong with you? I said, when I was on the bed, when I was bleeding, for me, I thought that was the end. So for me to get up, for the doctors to say there was no any error, everything was okay with me, for me to get up and stand here, that is all. I am happy. So after that, that was what was keeping me and him. I was like, I have to be strong. Because how long will I stay in bed and cry? It won't change anything. Rather, you will lose your children and lose your home as well. Because if I'm crying every day, he can't focus on anything. He has to be with me. I become emotional. I become moody. Then I start fighting him for no reason. Though I still fight him sometimes. But it will ruin the family completely. So by the time you realize that everything is falling apart, you have lost everything completely. Yes, I'm not saying if you lose something, don't grieve. Grieve, but make sure the grief doesn't overshadow you. Else, what you have lost that you are grieving for, you lose more than that. So I was always thinking like, he has been there for me. This is my time to also. So I had to be strong.
Ima, how did you do it? I mean, 6 months on half a year, and you're laughing.
By the way, he's always laughing. For the laugh, anybody that knows us, that knows him, he's always laughing. Even the time baby struggling, he's laughing every day. So you can differentiate when he's sad and when he's happy. I don't know.
Yeah, but during those children, I really cried. But yeah, for me, I think life itself has like different phases, and understanding the fact that it's okay to move on with life with whatever you have is, to be honest, is one of the things that really kept us going. At least one of the reason why it looked like we moved on quickly was, or that made us just go back to our normal life, is first of all, my wife was quite understanding. And understanding in the sense that she went through all of this, but still she was like, still positive about things. Like, we can still do it. And one thing I always tell her is, I mean, if you can give birth to 3, you can still give birth to more. I mean, that is just an indication that you're fertile. It doesn't, diminish the fact that you're still a woman. It only even shows the power. And one of the things that I told her throughout the whole time was, you're one of the strongest women I've ever known. To give birth to 3 children in months, come on. That is an incredible achievement. And for me, that has been something that I've been so proud of. Because 1 is okay, 2 is maybe, 3, come on. And in short time, and all of them, I mean, she had to go through, by the way, she went through labor for the 3 children, each of them individually. I remember the other one that came, the one that got stuck. I think I was also in the house, and I just heard a loud shout. She was like, hey, I can't even remember what she said. She was like, something is wrong. I know something is wrong. I was like, calm down. What is wrong? She said, something is wrong. And when we went to, the ambulance came, and they were like, you are in labor already.
I was screaming. The pain.
It was, yeah.
Also, with all of them, I mean, the first one, when they give birth, you come back home.
Exactly,
I come back home. Normal.
That's why it's painful.
Then the 2 be there.
Exactly.
Then when the next one is coming, you go back.
You come back home and you feel okay.
You feel
okay that you are going to.
So you're in there for the entire month of delivery.
Yes. No.
Crazy.
I go and come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also with ambulance.
Yeah.
All. So this house every 10 seconds, 112,
Yeah.
112. All of them.
Yeah, it was. So anyways, so one of the reasons why it looks like we moved on quickly was, first of all, God was actually our strength. We cannot say this except for God, because it was really the backbone of everything, and also the fact that I have a beautiful wife and wonderful wife that she's understanding. Because at that point, in the points that I've been saying flush and all of this, it was a time in which I was really frustrated. It was quite frustrating, but with the help of God, with our help, we were like, okay, let's get back to life. Let's make some other babies.
It's like, what do you mean by flush? Nobody is flushy. We are going. He said, then you can come back home. I said, no, I'm not doing any flushing.
Thank you very much for this inspiring experience. I mean, what would you tell people also going through such problems? I mean, how to get over it? I mean, young people who have also, started life as a couple.
Well, what I would say is this.
Oh, you want to speak in your language?
Yes.
It's better.
Yeah, I think
I knew it.
today, normally I download my English, and today I think it's finished. Should I speak my language?
Go ahead,
okay.
yeah. Speak your language.
He makes me shy. The can say, you are saying.
So let me translate for him.
Okay.
What I'll say that in this world, let's go. In this world.
In this world.
Yeah.
There's
There's nobody who say you never go through any tribulation or trouble.
But so kwama pebibia ebeye weni da so a ebema wako na wejina.
But when you go through any problem, find something that will become your and that's all.
Your pillar.
Your
or
pillar.
Something
that will make you fight.
They understand,
on.
don't mind
He doesn't understand. Sometimes you just
he
watching.
must understand. He said he's Ghanaian sometimes. So na ashewodin me di many to nyamiso.
I put my trust in the Lord.
ena midi meni kakra nso to me kunu so.
And I also, put my trust a little bit of it on my husband.
Inti no meka ne se bibi to a ya ma umpai bom so ye din.
When something happens to you, like keep on praying. Pray hard.
Na afin so no ema wa be mumbu.
Don't be discouraged.
Ena especially mana omo peban.
With women who want to have kids.
It will come. Ebeba.
It will come.
Ebeba.
It will come.
Ti munya abotre.
So take your time, have time. Don't kill yourself and take certain drugs to harm yourself.
Na afin so warin so afo ani to form ne pe obi a wokwa ho kire bi mu say a obetai wachi.
When Mariam, take your time, find a man that will support you in times of trouble like this.
Because obi o wa asem si say a emfa no ho kro betimi aka jo say nya wo nko ana wanyem da enya wo nko ana obetimi agya wo.
Because there are some men, when you face such problems, they will say you're not the only woman who has ever gotten pregnant and gotten through such problems, so he wouldn't care about your situation.
Yeah. So let's imomi enko so mompaye na yemfa yere enhenya mem bibia be ye fine.
Keep praying to God. Put your trust in Him. Everything will be fine.
Amazing.
Yeah. So your final words to men out there.
Yeah. Well, I first of all, I know men. There's one problem, especially women think whenever they go through this kind of problem, they are the only ones, going through all of this. But in fact, I believe the men also even feel it more, because first of all, we are apart, and also we are distant, meaning we see everything from a longer distance. And also we can see it even closer because we are their husbands, right? So it's okay to cry. It's okay to grieve. I think, for the husbands, it's okay. We shouldn't, all in the name of be a man, not go through the grieving process. That doesn't mean you have to grieve for years or whatever that means to you. For me, I think it was just only a couple of days cry, and that was okay. But I was able to, express myself. And one thing is, as men, in fact, please also speak to your wife during this time, and also tell your wife about your vulnerability during this time, because that's when they can also feel like you have the same pain, because we try to hide that pain as men. But I feel like one of the reasons why it is important as men to open up at this point is you lost the baby as well. You lost the thing as well. It is your babies. These are your. It's something that is from both of you. So don't let's make it a woman thing. But also, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry in the presence of your wife, right? So they know that we are also human. And also, above all, one of the things that kept us true is I heard a voice from God that really spoke to me about this whole situation, and from then we're like, okay, let's just enjoy life. He has said it's going to make whatever he has said come to pass. So yes, the baby was a miracle. It was mind-blowing. And one of the things I enjoyed is when she was pregnant, her body was really hot. So I think it was in winter at that time. So I just go close. So it was. I'm saying I felt the pain and also the joy. But the last words is trust God. But at the same time, it's okay to cry. It's okay to enjoy life.
Christabel and Ima are the people I talked to today in Hanover, Germany. Social media handles.
Oh, good.
Our social media handles is something to remember forever on Instagram, and then on TikTok, the Echoes. If you go to TikTok, they call me Mama Hong Kong, Madam Hong Kong. So you can follow me on Instagram. We have a lot of things coming up that we want to. So
no Chinese for us today.
Okay.
She doesn't know how to speak Chinese. She can only go through taxi. Tell them turn right, turn left.
And visit Hong Kong. Stop saying that there is nothing in Asia. Zion. Any day you want to go to. Next year we are going to Hong Kong.
Okay, next year.
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to meet us.
But how will I get Hong Kong visa in Ghana?
You can get it.
But how did you get Hong Kong visa?
My mom went there first.
But you definitely got visa from Ghana.
You need to apply for visiting
Where?
visa.
Which embassy?
No,
Hong Kong
yeah,
embassy.
They will send it to them.
They will send it to you.
Yeah, so you
Just-
need someone to invite you, then they will send you.
No, but do they have embassy in Ghana?
I don't
Hong
think
Kong?
think
So where? Nigeria or?
Yeah.
But how did they go to Hong Kong?
Yeah, for me, the visa was sent as well. So
sent from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
So,
So the university sent the visa to me.
Oh, then you bring it.
Exactly, yeah.
What a wow.
You have to investigate.
Okay,
You have to
no, I want to go to Asia. Asia, I've been to Singapore, but I want to go to
lovely.
Japan, China, Hong Kong, not India.
India is good. You need to go to India.
India, eh?
Yeah, you need to go to India.
Okay, but have you been to India?
But I love India.
But my husband's his best friends
Yeah, they're
are
all
Indians.
I love that.
The India they portray to us on TV, like Makola Market. No, I mean, you see, it's not my
We
fault.
watch it in the
America portrays the good side of America.
America.
Once in a while, shooting will come. But India is always showing us.
No,
the places-
Yes, men now.
It's a movie.
Busha.
Somebody will take 5 years to fall down. And somebody, somebody will be falling down here. And somebody will travel from France to come and hold him.
And
here.
come and catch the
The person
person.
never fought till the person comes. What a wow. Indians, Munimutu, take your time.
Ghana to Kumawood.
Oh, what people there.
Kumawood too.
And thanks to Nigerians for showing how to use juju and how to vanish. Every ghost is white. On that note, thank you very much for watching. It was a sad story, but I mean, we have to laugh at the end of the day. We thank God that He's giving them joy at the end of everything. Bye-bye.
Hello, people. My name is Calibos, the only boss with one S. I have great news for you. Are you ready? Drum roll. Now, your favorite money sending app, which is TapTap Send, has hit 1 million downloads on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Hip, hip, hip. So, what are you waiting for? Be part of the big TapTap Send family and enjoy freebies every time when you send money from Canada, USA, UK, and Europe. I mean, lot of countries sending money to Africa, especially Ghana. And know this, there's no e-levy charge when you send money to Ghana. See ya.
TapTap Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.